precision, patience, and a little bit of firepower. This is the fully functional wooden rubber band revolver, or as ROKR call it, Justice Guard Corsac M60. This DIY kit has a really nice look and a really nice feel of the actual box even without opening it. And what's quite amazing about this is, it's only got 102 pieces and it's supposed to take half an hour to assemble. That's probably slightly questionable. And if you look at the actual revolver on the box, it looks really nice. To be honest, I do kind of wish it had colour, but this is where your creativity can come to life. You can customize it or paint it however you would like. But when we talk about the actual functions, so I assume the trigger's gonna work, the hammer's gonna work, and I can tell that there's gonna be like a rubber band chuck right there, similar to what they had in their AK-47. But I do have one question about this. I wonder if the actual cylinder will turn as well, because if it did, that would just be an added extra bonus for the cool look basically. And as some of you will know already, this is a single fire weapon, but you could rapid fire it just like in those old cowboy movies by holding the trigger down and just punching that hammer down with your palm, just like that. And I cannot wait to try it. So let's get this little beaut unboxed and see exactly what we have in here. Okay, so as we can see, we have got 4 wooden sheets and they are actually pretty thick, especially this last one, which is amazing. That's exactly what we need because the model will just be way stronger and way sturdier. And as we can see, a little bit of sandpaper was included, and for this size of kit, I'm pretty sure this will be absolutely perfect. And as you can see, these are instructions and the actual parts list. So as we can see, we have only got, I would say, 4 pages because this is slightly like a blueprint. Again, I have mentioned this before, I absolutely hate such instructions. They're far too massive. If it was this size, like a little wee book, that would be absolutely awesome. And here is loads of rubber bands, so that is absolutely awesome that it's all included. We have this, so that's for the tip of the gun if you wanted it. I don't think I will put it on. As you can see, that sits right there, but nah, I don't want that. Don't want to make it look like a safety type of thing, you know. Make it look cool. We have got a few springs. We do also have wax, which is absolutely awesome. At first I thought, maybe there's no wax, but there is, because there will be moving parts. And we do also have another bit of sandpaper, which is really nice, kind of like a nail file. Yep, absolutely love that one. Oh, nice! And we do also have our plastic parts right here. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. This is definitely your rubber band chuck, and it's plastic, so it's way tougher than that actual wood, which is absolutely awesome. And that's all we really have in here, so not that many parts. And will it take half an hour? I would love for you to guess how long this is going to take me to build. Me personally, I'm gonna say between 50 minutes and an hour and 10 minutes. But leave your guess down below in the comment section, that would be appreciated. And before I begin building this absolute beauty, guys, if you fancy any of ROKR/Robotime models, literally anything from their website, make sure you go and check them out. I've got a link in the description. And you can save 15%. Yep, get 15% off on everything by using my promo code MARTINS15. So make sure you use it and that will save you a ton of money. Or if you find Amazon more convenient, I've also got a link of Amazon's website down below. And please make sure you click the like button for this video down below on this side, and then subscribe for more videos like this one on this side. And trust me, that helps a lot by you just clicking that one button. And thank you, and let's begin. And here we are, everybody. Our rubber band revolver has been completed, and just take a look at that. That looks actually really quite neat and really nice, and it feels really nice holding it. Quite a very nice grip. That is pretty nice. And before I go and test this little beauty, let me go through the kit very quickly. So talking about the wooden sheets, the pieces did pop out really nice and easy, but there's one thing that's missing that is actually very handy, and that is a little tool that helps you to push out all the pieces, because there are quite small pieces in some areas, and there's no way to use your fingers to push them out. So I just grab my little wee wooden piece to help me push them out. And if you built models in the past, you will have quite a few of them yourself, so use it. And as you can see, we do have some spare parts as well. And when you look at this right here, this is our rubber band chuck. But what I noticed in the instructions, which is actually absolutely amazing, you have two options. You can either use wooden pieces or the plastic ones. As you can see, my hammer is plastic, the rubber band chuck is plastic, and the actual trigger is plastic. You don't want to use the wood if you have that plastic option, because it will just be way sturdier and it will just not break. Remember this warning sign I was talking about that I do not want to use? And yes, you don't have to use it, because this little guy comes in the kit that you can pop right at the top instead. And what the instructions say is, when you pop this in, you have to pop the screw in as well to indicate that it's not real and that it's a model. And that made me think for a second, come on guys, you can clearly tell this is a model. It does not look real at all, so I'm not too sure how this is going to indicate that that is a model. And when we do talk about our plastic parts, you do need nipper pliers basically. Or again, if you built ROKR models before, like the butterfly as an example, it came with tiny little nail clippers, and they were absolutely perfect to pop out all these plastic pieces. When we talk about sandpaper and wax, these were absolutely perfect and really handy. Good amount of sandpaper. I can still use this little guy. It's still got loads of grit left. And this wax, as you can see, this is what's left over, which is brilliant because I can keep it for my next kits. See this little guy? So we altogether have 6 springs, and 3 of them are actually spare, which is amazing, and I definitely needed it because I waxed the inside of the gun to make sure everything is as smooth as possible. And when I did that, I popped my springs in and they kept popping out all the time. And because I build these models in the shed, the floor is not the best. It does have some gaps, and I lost 2 of my springs. Yup, so I don't think I'm gonna find them ever again, so it was super handy to have spares. Then we come to the instructions, and they were again pretty good actually, very quite clear, but as I mentioned, I do not like these massive blueprint instructions, so I just kept folding the sheets to this type of size, like a normal wee book. Then when I talk about the actual pieces clicking together, they are really hard to click together, which is good. So there's no way this is going to fall apart. But it did give me little sore thumbs, just a little bit. So if you do get sore thumbs, you can just use something to help you push all the pieces into place, because it is not the easiest. And don't forget guys, in a minute, I will tell you how long it actually took me to build this, and I can tell you straight away, I knew it already before I even began the build, that it's not going to take me half an hour, it's going to take longer, and it did. So make sure you comment down below how long it took me, how long do you think it took me, and I will tell you how long it actually took me very soon. Right, so let's look at the functionality. So we got a magazine. It's actually really quite awkward to get it out. There's nowhere to hold it. So I kind of wish there was sides right here to kind of grab on it and pull out. It's just this little pointy thing right here. And what I did was, I waxed the inside right here, and around the magazine because there was no way it was coming out because it's too hard in. See that? It's actually really difficult to get it out. So because there's nowhere to grab onto it. See that? So this is the only pointy thing that you can kind of pull on to pull it out. But yeah, that is a pretty nice addition. And when I talk about the cylinder, kind of slightly gutted that it's not rotating. That would have been super cool. But of course, we need a space on the inside for the trigger to work, the hammer, and the actual rubber band chuck. So it's understandable. So we've got our rubber bands right here, and we can load up to 6 rubber bands, and apparently you can shoot it as far as 6 meters. Now that sounds absolutely awesome, to be honest, for such a little thing. So let me pop these little wee soldiers to the side, and I'm gonna load up 6 rubber bands and we'll see how it shoots. So when we load it, we put one at the top right here, then one on the chuck, and then we just simply rotate it back. Did you hear that? It kind of clicked into place, so it's holding them in the place really nicely, which is really cool. Right, okay, so I actually seem to struggle to put 6 rubber bands on this. It seems really sensitive, and as I'm near to putting on all the 6 rubber bands, it just fires on its own automatically. So how many I've got on here? Like 2 or 3 maybe? 4 I think? Or, okay, no, yeah, just 3. I'm gonna try and put one more on by holding the chuck back with my finger. Okay, nice and gentle. So I've got 4. Oh, yep. As you could see, it just fired it on its own. So it's slightly a bit sensitive maybe, but as it shot on its own, sorry, I could actually see quite a lot of power, which was really nice. So maybe I'm just gonna have to open it up and see maybe why it's so sensitive. But anyways, here's my little wee soldiers. Let's see this. Okay, it is not working as we can see. So we cock it back first. And then we shoot. See that? There we go. Nice. And what that just made me realise is, I'm gonna cock it first and then try and load 6 rubber bands. So I only keep putting on 3 at a time because again, the rubber band chuck is somehow far too sensitive, and there's too much movement at the front kinda. It just pushes it forwards and that is it. It just fires on its own. But that's okay, I don't need all 6 on, or I could try and, again, open it up and see why it's so sensitive. But nevertheless, it 100% works, and as you can see, it just released all 3 of my rubber bands. So there's clearly something not quite right. And yes, the chuck has been installed correctly. It's just, see that? See? It is far too sensitive to go forwards like that. So that is actually not so good. But again, you can just open it up and see maybe there's just slightly something incorrect. And another thing that I did try out is to see how far it can actually shoot, and it is just over 5 meters, which is actually not too bad, but that's including if you point the gun upwards a little bit. If you hold it dead straight, it will not go that far, so it kinda needs that distance, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, physics, basically. And what I'll do is, I'm gonna create a separate video one day showing you if I can work this by rapid fire. So that is me putting the rubber bands on here, holding that trigger and just cocking this back like that, just hitting it with hand. As you can see, that would 100% work, and I think that would look cool as hell. And okay, now it's time to tell you how long it took me. So the recommended time is half an hour, and I'm pretty sure they do not include like the sanding and waxing time, because that does take actually quite a long time, most of the time anyways. So this took me literally 1 hour to build, so it's not long of course, but it's definitely not half an hour, and I cannot wait to read how long you thought it's gonna take me. And I so hope you have enjoyed this video, everybody. Make sure you go and check out Robotime and ROKR models. Got a link down below in description and comment section, and remember, use my promo code Martins15 to save 15% on everything, and please click that like button and subscribe. I appreciate that a lot. And thank you so much for watching, everybody. I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.